Hey y'all, it's Jamie from Dig It Homesteading, and today we are going to do a little bit something different as our weather is calmed down for just a little while. I think it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like it's probably, let me see, 86. So that is really a lot more mild than I've been having to deal with down here in Texas. And I have a project that I've been wanting to do, but after work it's just been too terribly hot. So I want to get this whole project area done, all my succulents and cacti. I want to get it pretty so I can enjoy it before I have to put everything up for winter. But I've been having some things on my mind that I wanted to get across to y'all and share with you guys. And that is going to be tips for cleaning when you have ADHD, or you're just plain old distracted or overwhelmed or too busy to keep your thoughts straight. So I'm gonna get started on this and we'll have a quick little chat because the weather's great and I've got so many things I want to do, and I hope y'all's weather is wonderful. I'll show you a little bit of a close-up of what I'm actually working with here. Aside from the fact that there's a yellow jacket right there enjoying this night blooming epi, which absolutely loves this spot, but I have it in a pot on a table. So if y'all think I should put it in a hanging basket over here somehow, y'all let me know how I could do that. Don't really have much of an, like, that's my gutter right there. I don't really have a place to hang it. I know I could probably put a hook or something here, but that's definitely something I'm struggling with because it loves this spot. It's just, it looks weird. So y'all help me if y'all have a tip on that. But I'll just show you an overview. I have lots of little things. I have plant babies everywhere. Cacti. Crown of thorns. This guy, this one right here, was way down there where I couldn't even see it. So I was trying to pull it out and I snapped it off. So I will have to root that huge piece. And then I've got this area as well. I've been just using this little tray to throw little bits and pieces in, and everything's rooted up. Pretty sure I killed my dolphins. But then I have this tray I think I'm going to get rid of, and possibly this one as well. And I think I'm going to just work on putting as much of it in here as I can because they seem to thrive in this area. That way I have one container to move in the winter. So I just want to let y'all know these are just tips that I've kind of worked out over the years that have found have made a big difference in my life, trying to remember to do everything that a person needs to do for her family and the house. And we'll start with laundry, because laundry can be daunting to everyone in general, but I find that if I run as many loads as I can in one day, then the loads keep pushing themselves through. That way I don't forget to move the stuff from the washer to the dryer. I don't forget I need to start a new load, etc. He's in my cactus soil mix. Here, you go over here in this plant. There you go, guy. But I am notorious for forgetting that I have laundry going because it's not in my face. If you don't have ADHD or distractions when you're trying to take care of things, it might seem a little odd to you that people wouldn't know that they're running laundry, but if it's not in your face, it doesn't exist. So I go through and do just as many loads as I can so I can rely on knowing I have to keep moving that laundry all on that one day. And that keeps it all going. But what happens at the end? At the end, your last load's in the washer or your last load's in the dryer. And what I like to do at the very end, when I put my absolute last load into the dryer, is take that laundry basket and put it in whatever room I'm in. If I'm working on some things, look at that big fatty. See, distracted. If I'm working on things in another room, then I'll go put that laundry basket either in the hallway where I walk out that door, I'll see it. Or if I'm doing computer work, I'll set it in front of me in the living room, because then I'll see the laundry basket, and that's my cue that I need to be working on the laundry. And that will be an actual visual reminder in my face to not forget. Another thing I struggle with is getting that laundry hung up. So if I take my stuff from my washer, put it in my dryer, and then take all the stuff, well, you have to take everything out of your dryer is where I have the issue. You take everything out of your dryer, you have this basket of clothes that you want to then go walk off with and either go set it down in your room because you think you're going to do it in a little while, or wherever you fold your laundry at. Well, if you walk off with that load of laundry, you might forget that you then have clothes that you need to bring back from the washer to the dryer. And then again, you're in another room, so that washer and dryer doesn't exist. So stop, take your stuff out of the dryer, set the basket on the floor by where you're working or on your way out the door, etc., somewhere that's safe, that you don't trip over it. And then move your stuff from your washer to your dryer, then take your basket to where you need to go fold it. And these things, people that don't struggle with probably take for granted, but that's a real problem, to walk off and forget what you're doing. Which will bring me to my next steps. Working on clearing up a room and you finding things that need to go into another room, don't do it. It's a trap. Don't walk off. Don't just go put this little thing up and then think you're going to be able to come back and get on task, because you're not. What you do is, if you have like me where I have a hallway that goes down to the different rooms, I will go and put things either at the door of those rooms. That way I don't actually go in the rooms, because once you do, that's a rabbit hole, because you know you're going to find other things. So you can do that, where you leave things there if you're comfortable doing that at each bedroom or the bathroom, etc., that things need to be put up at. Or if you don't like the idea of setting things like that on the ground, you can have designated bins that go for those rooms. You could set them on the floor, you can set them in the space where you're working, and that way when you're done, you've sorted everything for where it needs to go, and then you can go do a drop-off for all the different rooms. I know Dollar Tree is a go-to staple for bins like that. You can just get the cheapest bins you can find and either set them in the closets and pull them out the day you work on them. This label is completely missing the top part that I need. or just have a place, you know, like in your front closet. That way when you're starting your cleaning day, you can just run around, grab those. You can just run around, grab your baskets to start your cleaning day. And stay in that same room. Y'all let me know if y'all have these kinds of issues while you're cleaning, because I do work with people with different things going on in their life, and it's not always ADHD that causes these types of issues, but trauma does as well. But it's more common than you think, so I just wanted to put my 2 cents out as somebody who has struggled with it. And these little baby things are so fiddly, they just fall off so easy. And look, they've already rooted themselves there and pretty much took over this poor plant. I guess I should transplant it over here. I think I'm gonna put that one there first though, so I can see how much room I have. So my next thought is something I do, and this guy was just sitting next to the plant. I guess something hit it, and it looks like it has a tiny root, so I'm gonna just throw it in there with it. Hopefully it'll root as well. But say you're in the bathroom cleaning and you need to run and go answer your door, whatever has taken you off task that you're not able to ignore. Make sure you either bring your spray, your rag, something like that with you, or clearly place whatever it is you're working with in the area that you are working. Your spray bottle, your whatever it is, your scrubby, leave it right where you see it when you walk out the room, because you'll probably remember, most probably remember you were doing something. But when you come back in there, you know you're going to see that, you know, the cats need to be fed or whatever, and get on another tangent. So don't do that. Make yourself where you see the goal. Right when you walk in, there's my goal, that's where I was. Okay, let's get this done. It's like our brains need to have a little clue every once in a while to get us back to the train of thought that we were on. Because people with ADHD have about 15 trains going on in their brain at any given time, and some of those have derailed and are doing their own little thing, maybe going to the circus, etc. If you know, you know. We don't know how it happens or why it happens to us. But I can think about things that's happening next to me that I hear, talk to y'all about this same subject, and do this all at the same time. Because our brains are just always going. So, leave your little breadcrumbs so you find the trail back to where you're going. And I know, just as human beings right now in general, we have so much going on in our lives and so many demands made out of us that we kind of run around in circles anyway. And whether you're a stay-at-home parent or working outside the home, there's always extra demands of your time and your thought and your brain. And sometimes we definitely need to help ourselves stay on track to complete all the adult type things that we need to get done. And last but not least, don't tell yourself that you will do it in a minute, or that you'll do it later, or that you will even remember. Because how's that worked for you? I know it hasn't worked very well for me. So how do you get around that? You either get up and do it right then, which we all know isn't always possible, or you take a couple seconds to set an alarm. And most cell phones nowadays have alarms where you can label them. So I encourage you to label those alarms and use them to your advantage. You hear about people that set like 10 alarms to wake up in the morning. Well, set your alarms for when you know you need to do things. Set your alarm if you forget to go to bed. Things like that. I got too distracted watching the show and I forgot to go to sleep. Now I'm exhausted. Well, set an alarm to go to bed. If it's not a thing, it should be a thing for those of us that can't always keep track of time. Time works differently for people with ADHD. And this might hurt. I'm not going to worry about saving those little stones, because that will take me off task. And if I want stones in here, I will go buy some and put some in there. So use your technology to your advantage. Use your calendars. If you forget what day you've cleaned something and say you want to clean it once a week, well, you know your schedule better than anybody. So whatever day you usually have more time to go clean your bathroom or whatever, or to run your laundry, set an alarm for the time you think you'll be most able to do it. And if you're not, don't turn off the alarm, snooze it. I think I am going to put this really long guy in here, but I don't understand these plants. I guess they're supposed to be hanging plants. I don't really know. So that is going to be my fix for that, so I can see it and so it won't be out of sight, out of mind. So if y'all will, please let me know down in the comments what of these tips you find most useful. But not only that, what are some things you figured out that work for you? I'd really, really love to see just how many people can share their tips to help each other out on a subject that I know not that many people talk about. So let's help out our community by sharing as much as you possibly can. Even if it's not cleaning pertained, just any kind of tips that help you live your life as a distracted or busy person, or a person with ADHD or whatever else. Let's just help out each other to try to figure out how to make the best of our time and our minds. Oh, look, I broke it again. I guess we're gonna have two coming out. That's probably for the best. And I'm just sticking them straight in there. That's how I rooted the first one. Okay, so this was the bottom. So let's help each other out and see just how much we can help our fellow human beings. Oh, I hate it. Y'all, what do you do with this? I don't understand, but we're gonna make a bunch of them like that. And then if it gets too big, I'll just have a bunch to share with my plant trade group. I think I'm gonna take all these babies and just stick as many as I can in here, and that will be for a plant trade too, so somebody else or maybe multiple people can have an extra plant when I do the plant trades. But I always think about like these type of platforms that we share information on, how so many people do damage with the platforms, or just worrying about benefiting themselves. And I definitely want my channel to be something that benefits and helps people in a positive way, because there's plenty of negative things going on in the world in our lives that nobody needs to add to it for each other. But let's lift each other up and help each other and figure out how to make this world better. Y'all, let me know down in the comments, are you my people? This little project is a great way to use up all the cool shells and rocks that us folk tend to collect. Am I right? Is it a thing? Tell me it's a thing. I feel like it's a thing. So I'm gonna get these in here and y'all let me know. Is it only me? Is it only a few other people I know? Or do you do that too? Cool rocks, cool shells, cool gemstones, anything like that. We're so drawn to it. Now I got more space for them, and this is also going to help me keep weeds down instead of getting those teeny tiny rocks that are so hard. I'll show you them ones. Instead of getting those teeny tiny rocks where it's hard to put the dirt in or change it out and keep it separate, these will be much better. And I have a lot more where this came from, so I can just fill in the whole thing if I want, or I can just leave a few here and there to keep it cutesy decorated. So what do you think? The chickens are definitely celebrating. I've got my desert rose potted up finally, and then I've got some more babies starting in here. These babies are ready to go, probably ready to go. And I took extra off of this and added some soil in here and moved the rocks around to cover it up, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with that guy yet. If he's just gonna stay there and that be his home or not. But here's some of the babies from that as well, and the silly thing fell over, so they're all dirty, but that'll fix itself in time. And then this lovely one, which I don't remember what it's called, but it's super cool, but it's so fragile. I need to learn how to be more gentle, I guess. So I have 2 more pots that I need to figure out what I want to do with. Maybe this guy can go in here. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. And then ultimately like a string of bananas or dolphins or pearls or turtles or something like that to come out of that. But I keep killing them. So y'all please let me know if you like this video in any way, found it amusing, helpful, or just a good way to pass your time. If you got any good tips, things like that, y'all let me know down in the comments, and please consider subscribing as our channel is growing, and I thank you so much for that. It's all because of you, and I appreciate all the time you spent with me, and until the next time, love you, bye-bye.